Hello and welcome to Weston High School. I am Michael Filipkowski. I'm here with Connor DiBiase for the COVID Cup Finals here today, February 18th, 2021. And for the first time this season, Connor's going to get a real pregame. Connor, I know you've been waiting for this all season. Take it away.
Yeah, we have a pregame show finally. We were gonna do one last week. Some serious internet issues happened at the school, sadly. So we had to go off the phone from the beginning. But a bruiser here today. Boston Latin takes down Bedford last week, as well as Weston taking on Cambridge Ridge and Latin.
Yeah, that was a huge. I mean, Connor, that was the game of the season that I've seen so far.
Yeah, that. If you haven't seen the Western Cambridge Ridge and Latin game, go see it. It was the battle of Sawyer Mayhew
Versus Olivier Louis.
It was such a good game, but I think we're in for possibly a better one here. Boston Latin takes down Bedford. They dominate in the first quarter, 24-8, 16-point lead. Bedford tries their best to come back, but it's just too steep a task for them. This team is led by kind of a trio, I would say. Your main scorer, your captain, I believe he's wearing 5 today. He was 5 at away matches. Ryan Donahue, as well as the forward, who's going to be going toe-to-toe with dominance of Weston's big man lineup. Ryan Sutliff, he had a great game against Weston earlier this year. And finally, the kind of all-around guy. He's going to be everywhere on the scoreboard. Look out for Jake Harrison, forward and captain. He, playing against Bedford, he had, I think, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals, 5 blocks. Ridiculous game from him. If we're looking at other big contributors, at least last time these two teams played, Charlie Griffin, Aiden Grau, some really good players on this Boston Latin team that are looking to take home the DCL Finals. We give it up to all the seniors on the Boston Latin team, ones that haven't been mentioned yet. Number 0, Rory Zacer. Sorry about the pronunciation. The guard. Charlie Griffin, the captain, number 2. Jake Harrison, the captain, number 12. Kevin Prendergast, guard, number 14. Ryan Donahue, as mentioned, the captain, number 5 in away matches.
Ramey Winokur, another senior. Ryan Sutliff, as you've already mentioned.
30 on Ramey Winokur. 33 on Ryan Sutliff. They are looking to make their mark on the final game of their basketball Boston Latin careers. Now, on the Weston side. We've seen a much deeper team than normal we see from Weston.
But that's a good thing, though. It's won us games in places where maybe earlier on in the season, maybe in other seasons where we just play kind of 5 people the whole game, it wouldn't have won us. But the rotation, the amount of depth that this Weston team has given us the ability to win these games, Connor.
Yeah, you got to give it up to the head coach of Weston, Dave First. He's turned this whole program around. Weston was a team that struggled to even get a win before he came along. Now we're fighting for a championship in the DCL Small. Some underclassmen or younger contributors, of course, Sawyer Mayhew, the star center of this team, number 24. Look for Isaiah Kazavinsky. He's come off injury this year.
He's played, 2 games? He played the last game in this game?
Yeah, he missed the whole regular season. You can see Weston's whole kind of season is plagued by injuries.
The sharpshooter, Wyatt Stevens.
Wyatt Stevens is your final underclassman. Now we got to give it up for the Weston Wildcats seniors playing their final home game for Weston, looking to bring home their first DCL championship
at home today
of their careers here. Give it up for number 1, Will Van Houten. He's been facing injuries, but he can shoot from anywhere on the floor.
We expect him to play a lot today.
Yeah,
he's going to leave it all on the court if he can.
He will push as hard as he can to play as much as he can. Give it to number 2, Christos Iatrides. Kind of got flexed into a starting role this year with all the injuries.
But he's been solid all season long.
And he took the spotlight with that. You look for him in the corner to knock down some threes.
He does.
And look for him on the defensive end.
And look for someone to give him a pass, Jackson Brinker, who's been hard at work all season long. He played so many minutes last game, Connor.
The absolute breakout star of this Weston team this year, Jackson Brinker, really getting his first significant minutes just this season. Jackson Brinker started with all the injuries and missing time. He started as kind of a 6th man for this team, and then when Will Van Houten went out, he took over a starting role, kind of working as a ball handler, but also his hustle and effort defensively.
His defensive prowess has been insane.
Look for him to be grabbing rebounds. Look for him all over the defensive end. He puts in all his effort on this team. Number 11, Colin Del Dechetto, senior. He kind of replaced, with Mayhew being out early in the season, he was kind of that replacement, and he showed up big. Now he's getting real good minutes.
And they love to play him with Sawyer Mayhew and the other senior on this team, Alton Jenkins.
Yeah, that kind of three big lineup. And Del Dechetto can handle the ball. He can shoot. He's a very versatile big man, but he can also come in and play in the paint.
Right. Let's talk about Alton Jenkins for a second.
Alton Jenkins is the heart and soul of this team, dare I say.
Is.
Playing his final game, he's everywhere on the court. You can see him ball handling, getting passes around defensively. You can see him taking charges, getting steals, blocks.
He takes more offensive charges than I've ever seen any player do. That's the thing. You guarantee you'll see one today from him.
Yeah, he has such a high IQ of the game of basketball.
He understands
it very well. You see him making so many plays.
Yeah.
Look for these seniors on Weston playing their final game, looking to come out strong. Yeah. We are in for a close game. For Weston, you have to not give a big lead early.
Right, you have to start strong.
Boston Latin really took over that Bedford game early and didn't let them back into it.
Right.
Weston has to keep it close in the first. You've seen the fourth quarters have historically been good this season.
Right.
You also kind of got to watch out for that.
Against CRL, their fourth quarter was a comeback victory.
You also got to watch out for that third quarter. They seem to slow down there a bit.
Right. They cannot slow down today. That's
for Weston, you have to move the ball. It's a big part of this team, finding the open man. You cannot play these one-on-one ISOs. They've kind of done a lot this season. But I think
it's a team game today.
I think it's really great with the comeback of Kazavinsky to kind of play.
He offers so much as a point guard.
Yeah,
he really does.
As a
his
playmaker,
vision, his ball skill, like everything he's able to do.
You'll see just the ball ran through him on the offense. That allows people to get open instead of trying to take these one-on-one ISOs.
Yeah, and with hopefully most of these players being at their healthiest or all season or at least some pretty healthy today, we expect a big game today from them.
And finally, you have to take the shots. Western, a lot of players like to kind of drive and get a pass out, but if you have an open look, take it. They're all fairly good three-point shooters. If you get a wide open look, that's yours to take.
Yeah, Weston today has the capabilities to win this game. The question is can they put it out on the floor? I think they can, Connor. I think they can. I believe today that Weston has the capabilities to win this game. Of course, Boston Latin does as well. It's going to be a great game here today.
Boston Latin has to come out strong, and then the main point is shut down those bigs. A big part of that is on Ryan Sutliff. They kind of try to lock down Sawyer Mayhew. But if Mayhew can get going, it's hard for Boston Latin to win this game. You have to stop Mayhew.
Right, because a lot of the plays for the Weston team run through him. He's a lot of the offense of this team. And if he's able to get going today, it's going to be very difficult for Boston Latin to come and overcome that.
As we get started with this game,
32 minutes, 4 quarters, 8 minutes each.
The standard you'd think going into the season lineup for Weston: Kazavinsky, Stevens, Van Houten, Mayhew, and Jenkins. Of course, this lineup only started together last game because of the injuries throughout the season.
Yeah.
But look for these players if they're able to.
Giving it their all
on Van Houten, if they can play a lot of the game. Look for Van Houten to shoot up threes early, as he's probably on limited minutes.
Right. And
to
we're off.
try and start this game.
Weston starts off with the ball as Jenkins has at the top of the key. He gives it right to Stevens. Stevens a little high to Kazavinsky. Weston doing a nice job. That three. That's good. And Connor, just as you just said.
Just I would say, Van Houten, if he's able to play, he's going to be taking shots. He's going to be making shots.
He's knocked down. He is absolutely knocked down as Weston starts off with a 3 and going up 3-0 here.
We saw just a few games ago for Weston, Van Houten came in for just 5 minutes and scored like 3 threes.
He had 3 threes,
going out for the rest of the game.
He really has a lot of talent. As Boston Latin moving the ball around well, they find a pass underneath. That's a little too easy right there. I think the Weston defense broke it down quite a bit there at the end.
Yeah, Sutliff with a big bucket inside. The ball handler, Ryan Donahue, number 5.
That's
well
another 3 for Van Houten. That one clanks off. That is going to be no good. A rebound by Boston Latin as they charge on the floor.
As well on the court, they have Jake Harrison, senior all-around player, this Boston Latin. Sam Griffin at the other guard
spot. That 3 is no good. Rebound.
Harrison with a good move inside, but cannot get the shot. Mayhew with the rebound.
Great play by Mayhew. as he gets that rebound and Weston pushes the ball up the court.
And finally,
fast.
on this Boston Latin team, they have Charlie Griffin. I believe they are brothers both on the court. Stevens inside, gets the ball stolen, but a fight ends up going.
I believe that was Sam
Sutliff.
Griffin who had the steal there.
Yeah, then Sutliff comes up with the ball. Deep three.
That one no good.
Doesn't go from
Mayhew with a
Griffin.
big rebound right there as Weston pushes it quickly.
Jenkins to Van Houten. Back to Jenkins. Van Houten was going to shoot that. The way
Yeah,
he was
you
throwing
would
him up.
expect him to shoot it. Jenkins backs up a little bit.
Drive to
He
the
drives
hoop.
right to the hoop.
What a
Beautiful
move.
take. Wow, that
What
was
a
impressive
move
right there by
Alton
Jenkins. Weston up 5-2 with 5:50 remaining here in the first quarter. Boston Latin looking to tie it up, put some points back on the board.
Corner. Inside,
They work it
Harrison.
underneath.
Donahue deep.
That three is
Doesn't
no good.
go.
That's a
Rebound
little too strong.
Sutliff inside. Finds Harrison. Think he gets
Could be
fouled.
fouled. This could be 2 shots there.
Weston really doing a good job defensively. Remember, this is a Boston Latin team that scored 24 points in the first quarter of their semifinal matchup.
Right.
And so far, through
Weston's done a nice job.
through 2.5
The
minutes,
thing we need to do is we need to watch those extra passes down low.
first one
The
doesn't
first
go.
one does not drop.
If Weston can hold Boston Latin to under 10 in the first quarter, that's a spot that Boston Latin is not used to being in.
Right,
And
down.
it's a hard,
Yeah.
hard
Weston
kind
defense
of
has played well all
difference to
season.
mount.
That one is
also
no good as
doesn't
well.
go.
The Weston bench getting loud.
Yeah, really trying to throw him off the game.
Stevens
Stevens
for
open
three.
corner.
That
Doesn't
one no
go.
good.
Rebound. Almost
Kazavinsky nearly had that
Kazavinsky.
rebound right there.
Donahue, fast drive. Doesn't
Oh,
go.
that's a miss. That's a miss right there.
Yeah, good job of Mayhew kind of blocking that paint. Kazavinsky through 3 players. Gets
It's gonna be
fouled.
fouled.
Oh, I think it was he stepped on
He
the
might have stepped out at
baseline.
the baseline. Yeah. Weston up 5-2 with 5 minutes remaining here. Great start by Weston so far. They just need to do a little bit better on those defensive rebounds. I think they'll be good. That 3 right
Corner.
there,
Doesn't
no
go.
good.
Rebound Mayhew.
And we're seeing something very similar to CRL where those threes just are not dropping.
Yeah, Charlie Griffin taking 3 so far. Mayhew inside. Gets
That's
his own
huge right
board.
there. That's a huge
Pippen
putback right
on
there.
the rebound.
And Weston goes up by 5 with 4:44 to go.
Mayhew's already racking up those rebounds. An easy bucket for
Sam
him
Griffin
this game.
doing the main ball handling for Boston Line here today.
Sutliff inside. Doesn't
That's
go.
no good. That's great defense
Gets
by
his
Jenkins.
own board.
That's a little too easy.
It looked like both Jenkins and Stevens went up for that rebound, and
Yep.
it kind of got hit out of their hands, and then Sutliff just takes it.
He's just right there in the right place at the right time. Stevens, Jenkins.
One thing you see Sutliff doing, kind of a good drive and one for Jenkins.
Wow.
What a move against
He
4
is
players.
bringing the heat today, Connor. That's his second bucket of the game. Looking for 5 points right here.
But a lot of teams like to kind of lay off of Jenkins just because how good he is driving and kind of let him take the shots. Of course, a lot of the time he elects not to take them. Sometimes he does and makes them.
Right.
But you see Sutliff not playing that kind of laid-back defense
No,
and
they're
letting
playing
him
on
shoot.
him today. That
And that let Jenkins just drive to the hoop and get a quick bucket.
He misses the free throw there, but Weston up by 5 with 4 to go. Nice move.
Griffin.
That's
Great
gonna
move
drop.
by Griffin. Gets a wide-open mid-range jumper, bringing it to a 3-point game.
So far, both teams doing a nice job on both sides of the ball. Van Houten with the ball here. Finds Stevens. Stevens gives it to Jenkins. Back to Van Houten. Houten over to Mayhew. Mayhew
Gets the ball
stolen.
ripped. Jake Harrison on that steal. Donahue to the hoop. A foul called on the floor. I thought Kazavinsky was
Yeah, I
good
thought
for
he
that
just-
steal. It looked
I
like
thought
he
he
just
just
whipped
took-
it away.
yeah, I thought he just took it away
But
from him.
I think he got a bit too handsy. An inbound for Boston Latin.
Yeah.
Looking to tie
This is an important
the
stop
game.
right here for Weston. If we can stop them right here, that's a huge momentum shift. As Griffin has the ball.
Finds his brother.
Boston
Inside
Latin.
Harrison, out to Griffin. Out
Almost stolen by
Donahue.
Kazavinsky right there. That was close.
Donahue finds Griffin, open 3.
That 3 is
Goes.
good. Tie game. 9-9 with 3 to
You
go.
see, last time and even against that Bedford game, Almost a steal. Looked like Stevens was not ready for the ball, but Weston retains possession. Wanker comes into the game for Van Houten. Van Houten's going to be on limited minutes with his injuries this year. But for Boston Latin, you see the primary scorers, at least last game and last time these two teams played, was Donahue taking a lot of the shots, as well as Sutliff inside. But so far, the Griffin brothers have taken quite a few shots.
Don't think that one's going to count.
I think it's an inbound. The foul was
on the floor.
On the floor beforehand.
It's a shame because he made it too.
Should be Weston bound.
Yeah, Weston just doing a really nice job here today. This is an important possession for them to score. They've done a nice job on defense. They just need to improve those defensive rebounds. Boston Line has had a few putbacks that have allowed to get them those extra points. I think that's totaled up to 4 points so far here today. That's huge for Boston Line to get those putbacks. If Weston can reduce those offensive rebounds Boston Line is getting, that's going to be huge going forward in this. Don't know what we're waiting on right now.
Discussion between the refs. Probably trying to discuss if it was celebration or not, maybe on the Jenkins drive. I assume it will be called on the floor. Looks like it is confirmed.
Yeah, I just wish they would have given him the bucket instead. But
I think Coach First was trying to argue that it was continuation after the foul.
Yeah, I agree with Coach First, and that's not just because I'm a Wildcat fan. Mayhew gets the ball in the inbound.
Drive to the hoop. Finds
Great
Jenkins.
pass.
What a pass. Shot doesn't go.
Jenkins just misses right there as Boston Line gets the rebound, and Griffin, a huge part for Boston Line today, finds his man inside.
Harrison out. Sutliff.
That's going to be travel called. Yeah, it looked like he took 2 steps before he dribbled the ball there.
They did kind of a side step and then didn't get the dribble off before he took that 3rd step.
2:30 to go. 9-9 Weston with the ball. And, well, this is a lot different for Boston Line than it was last week versus Bedford, isn't it, Connor?
Yeah. Certainly a different score line from 26 to 8, 24 to 8 to this.
That one's no good.
Mayhew
Griffin
cannot get the open shot.
Other Griffin. That'd be Charlie Griffin with the rebound there.
Harrison finds Donahue out to the corner. Griffin drive to the hoop. Travel called. I think it would have been a charge. You saw Jenkins.
I thought he was going to get ready to go that offensive charge move, but
travel
calls the travel instead. Don't worry, Alton will get his today. I'm sure of that.
You know he's looking for it.
Kazavinsky gives it to Stevens.
Open Wanker. I think his foot was on the line if it goes. Nope. Would have been
not going to matter there.
Corner, Donahue.
That 3 doesn't hit the rim. As Kazavinsky pushes it.
Finds Wanker inside. Easy layup.
That's a beautiful pass by Kazavinsky right there. Stevens found Kazavinsky. We then found Brinker, and Brinker's on the scoreboard here today. Weston up by 2 with 1:30 to go in the first quarter. Boston Line doing a very similar thing we've seen all season. That's a good take right there. As Weston has the ball back.
Drive to the hoop.
with the
Mayhew. It looked like that time. Harrison tried to take the charge.
And Boston Latin goes right end to end.
Griffin, quick basket.
Goes up by 2.
First lead of the game for
huge.
Boston Latin.
That's just a little too easy. Weston's missing those easy shots right now.
Jenkins inside. Drive to the hoop. Offensive foul
That's
called.
Be an offensive charge. Yeah.
Jenkins extended that arm out.
Extended it, and I believe that was number 53. Was that Griffin who took the charge?
Yeah, so.
I believe he sold it a little bit as well.
Prendergast is coming in the game for Charlie Griffin, Sr. Finds Donahue in the corner. Harrison. Shot doesn't go.
Good.
Rebound fought for it. Goes out of bounds. Should be Weston.
It should be Weston ball. Stevens did not touch that one.
Griffin tips that one
Boston Line's going to go into a press at the end with 41-9 to go in the first quarter.
This is something Boston Line didn't do against Weston until the second half. And it worked well. Of course, I forgot to mention Del DeCato in the game for Jenkins as well. Del DeCato finds Mayhew. Looking to drive to the hoop.
Great
Spin move, gets the ball stolen, but a foul called, I think, on the drive. Mayhew should be going to the line. Foul is on.
I believe they're going to call it on the floor, Connor.
Yeah, it is called on the floor. I think it was
Stevens with the inbound here. Finds Mayhew.
It was hitting Grow on the foul.
Mayhew takes a jump shot.
Mid-range, that's one you... Oh, what a hustle move. What a hustle move by Kazavinsky, but he jumps on the ball and the refs call it an offensive foul there.
18-6
but
to
Mayhew,
go.
that jumper, that elevated jumper, you saw him make it multiple times last game.
Yeah.
That's a shot he has to hit.
And for Weston to win this game is... There's 10 seconds remaining here. Boston Latin going to run it down and take one final shot to end the quarter.
Donahue looking for the three.
That one's no good. And Weston down by 2. Connor, your thoughts in the first quarter?
Yeah, Boston Latin, certainly a different scoreline than last week, but still have a lead in the first quarter. Weston took a pretty commanding lead early, but Boston Latin was just able to come back with some pretty aggressive play, not taking those threes, instead driving to the hoop and getting quick layups. Offensively, Weston, it's not that they're not hitting shots. It's like a lot of the time they're barely getting shots off.
Right.
Really good defense.
By Boston
Defensive
Latin,
adjustments from
especially
Boston
at the
Latin.
second half of that first quarter. You saw Boston Latin tight down a lot. I think the big thing for Weston is, as I mentioned earlier, those defensive rebounds are going to be key. Right, when Boston Latin misses a shot, you have to get that rebound. You have to secure the ball and have it go the other way. The other thing I'd like to see Weston do a little bit more is when you have a drive or when you just got to put that ball up. When you're in the paint, that ball has got to go in the hoop because you've worked too hard. You've found too many good passes, and those shots in the paint are going to set up the shots on the perimeter, and that's what's going to allow this Weston team to really flourish. As we saw last week in the fourth quarter, when Weston's able to spread the court out, and when they're able to have people on the perimeter and inside and have both of them being threats, that's when Weston is really able to score a lot of points and really put the pressure on Boston Latin.
One thing to note of for Weston is if Van Houten will come back into the game at all.
I think he will.
I think he will for maybe if it's down the stretch and the game's close, but at least the past second half of the season barely played, and last week he came in for one short stint towards the end of the game, but only really in that first possession.
Right. Believe they're going to start the second quarter.
Jenkins back in for Del Decado.
And I think it's the same lineup. Brinker is still in, I believe.
Yep.
As Boston Latin inbounds the ball.
Griffin comes back in for Boston Latin. Good move by Harrison. Gets blocked,
that's a block.
though.
That's a great block right there.
That's
Mayhew
all ball
really...
on that. Wow. Mayhew inside. Harrison just smacks the ball away.
Yeah.
Weston ball.
That's a great play by Mayhew right there.
It was such a good move by Harrison. He faked the pass to the wide open guy outside, but Mayhew was just ready.
Mayhew stuck with it.
Smacked it away.
Almost like he expected it. Kazavinsky with the ball. Gives it to Jenkins, who finds Stevens. Stevens drives.
Good move.
Great
Rebound
move.
Mayhew
with the board, and that's a bucket. Tie game with 7:25 to go in the second quarter. 13-13, and boy, that was a really nice looking move by Stevens and a great putback by Mayhew.
Harrison finds a wide open lane to the basket.
Yeah, that is something that they haven't done here today, where Harrison just turns and goes right to the hoop. He's been passing that out.
In the past two drives, he's like, well, if I get the open shot, I'm going to try to take the
Mayhew
open
did not
shot.
expect that one.
See, Jenkins tried to go pick up the outer man.
Jenkins.
Drive to the hoop.
Wow.
What a move. Loses the handle. Griffin loses the ball. I think a foul called against
Jenkins. I think it's going to be Jenkins. Yeah,
right
there.
Ball.
Yeah. Good play there. I think that's a good foul because I don't know if he doesn't foul there.
I think Boston Latin was kind of
two.
yelling for a double dribble on Jenkins on that spin move, but ball gets loose.
Yeah,
anyways.
Jenkins is going to be subbed out here for
Del Decado back in the game.
Oh, Del Decado, my apologies.
Wide open three in the corner.
That one no good.
Doesn't go.
Del Decado with the big board right there. Is Brinker carrying the ball up the court.
Cutliff with the shot. You've seen him not do too much from the outside for this game. He kind of took over that last Boston Latin
Mayhew
Weston
with it.
game. Kazavinsky finds Branker inside to Mayhew. Turnaround shot doesn't go. Great defense by Harrison, but gets the ball back.
I think that should be a foul. Ref extremely
ball
animated.
called.
That's a jump ball. I think that should go to Weston.
Yeah, we'll go to Weston. I thought that was going to be
I thought there was going to be a foul
but
on Boston Latin there. It looked like Mayhew kind of got stripped of the ball.
Jump ball called.
Jump ball called.
Weston does retain possession.
Stevens gives it to Brinker.
Weston, I feel like
That's
deep
a three.
Mayhew doesn't go.
In and
Rebound fought for, but Boston Latin comes up with it. Open drive. Griffin, what a steal by Kazavinsky to stop that drive.
I think,
Usually,
was that a steal or a block?
I think it should be called a steal. He kind of tapped it out before the player
shot was
went
put
up.
up, maybe.
But you see a lot of people on those fast drives, a lot of basketball players foul there to make sure it's not a really easy bucket.
Right.
Kazavinsky gets his hand on the ball and steals it. Harrison finds the corner.
That one's
Shot's good.
Boston Latin really churning right now. Up by 5, their largest lead of the game.
Ranker to Mayhew.
Mayhew
Deep
with a deep
shot.
three.
Doesn't go.
Those just aren't falling for him today. Or at least right now. 5:40 to go.
Yeah.
Boston Latin slowing the tempo a little bit here.
Griffin to Donahue.
Griffin.
Finds Harrison inside.
Harrison,
Again, easy drive to the
that's
basket.
just so easy.
Doesn't go though.
Doesn't go, but that's just too easy. And next time, I don't expect him to miss that shot.
It's like they're expecting him to pass it outside.
Stevens
kind of trapped, but gets a good pass to Del Duquetto.
Del Duquetto
Finds
with a
Brinker.
great catch right there as well. Brinker.
And Mayhew
Finds
loses
Mayhew.
the handle, but keeps it on. Wow! What dribbling from Mayhew,
Yeah,
but doesn't hit the
unfortunately does
shot.
not hit the shot.
Open Donahue. Again, Kazavinsky just tips it out of bounds to stop
Yeah,
this fast
gosh.
break opportunity.
Mayhew makes an excellent move, but you got to come with that. You got to come down with the points as well. No, I mean, that's what Weston is missing right now. We're doing all the hard work, and then
Yeah, Mayhew missing a lot of shots so far, but
Yeah.
if that's the story of the game, he's going to start hitting them eventually.
yeah, let's hope. Good defense by Weston here.
It's Jenkins coming in for Mayhew. Mayhew's first time sitting.
Olat doing a nice job moving the ball. Donahue with the ball gives it inside.
Harrison wide open inside again.
Wow.
It's like, you got to have someone on him. You can't just
Yeah, you got
let
to
him
be
sit
tighter
there.
there.
You see 4 guys
Yeah.
come, but he's still just way too open.
Boston Latin now up by 7 points with 4:30 to go in the second.
Stevens
with
three.
the 3.
That
Oh,
one
that
goes
doesn't
right out
fall.
of the hoop. Donahue fast drive, foul called.
Weston has really got to knock one of those threes
Yeah,
down.
you gotta make a shot if you want to win this game.
Yeah.
Mayhew coming back in the game, this time for Del Duquetto. A lot of substitutes for those big man rotations for
Weston's
Weston.
going to call a timeout here.
It'd be interesting to see if they decide to bring in the 3 big man lineup that they love to do.
And, I just, you got to think that Weston has the capabilities here today to win this game. But if they're not knocking down those threes, how are we going to win this game? We've missed 3 so far that I can remember. Mayhew's taken 2, Stevens took 1. That's not a winning, that's not a winning strategy right there, Connor.
Yeah. Though, watching that second quarter, I'm surprised it's this close. I mean, not even a shot basically going in for Weston, and still only a 7-point game.
Right.
Definitely a possible comeback.
Right. Weston has 2 points. I believe Boston Latin has 7. Weston's really got to figure something out here.
Yeah, only 1 basket in the quarter is not good for how many shots they're putting up.
Yeah.
But I mean, defensively, Weston's been pretty solid, I'd say.
Well,
so
except
far this
for
quarter.
inside with Harrison. I think that's a huge
Yeah, but
place they need to work on.
yeah, definitely watch out for
Because
Jake Harrison
most
inside.
of the points that Boston Latin has been getting are as a result of Harrison inside. Whether he's inside making a great move, turning around, or whether he's passing it outside and giving someone a perimeter 3
Jake
to make.
Harrison having such a good game today.
Yeah.
Weston have to lock him
He's been
down.
the difference maker so far in this
You
game.
got to keep someone pressed on him. I mean,
Exactly. 4:26 remaining in the second quarter. Wildcats down by 7. Certainly not out of it, but they got to start hitting shots, Connor, because as we know last week with Bedford, Boston Latin gets a lead, they're likely not giving it up. Griffin with the inbound.
Yeah, you see Jamo Fernandez Otto coming in the game, number 3 there for Bolat. Inside,
And he gets
that's
the
him.
ball.
Big block for Mayhew, but gets his own rebound.
Yeah, I don't know how he
Good
got his
hustle
rebound there.
play.
Mayhew, great block, but
Harrison, drive to the hoop.
wow, that is
Easy.
wow.
Easy for Harrison.
That was on Jenkins too. I did not expect to see
Harrison
that.
is dominating in this game. Now, Boston elects to kind of sag off of Jenkins. Don't want to let him drive. Jenkins finds Brinker.
Oh, Stevens cannot handle that one.
Yeah. Just bad offense. Now Weston is looking for kind of the spark plug off the bench, bringing in Iatredes. Or a Samalu lineup, taking out that second big in Jenkins.
Yeah, this really is going to lead Mayhew. He needs to come down with some boards
Yeah,
here.
they're looking for Iatredes to come in and hit some shots. I kind of like this lineup better the way that Boston Latin were playing with Harrison inside. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust. That's Harrison to the hoop.
That's a floater, and that one drops as well. Boston Latin now up by 11 points, Connor, just
I
like
think
that.
that's Gra to the hoop, Harrison. Harrison was subbed out at that last whistle.
Kazavinsky puts one up. Weston needed points right there. That was huge. They needed something just to give themselves a little bit of life, a little bit of confidence in the game. With 3 minutes remaining in the second, Boston Latin up by 9 points.
Open 3. Amy Winnicott elects not to take it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be...
Oh, no, I think it was the illegal screen.
That's what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was an illegal screen.
Amy Winnicott,
but then one of the refs
Iatredes.
said it was a travel.
Is it a travel?
I don't know. Regardless, Weston has the ball. That's all I know. 2:55 here, and Weston needs points here, Connor. We need to start cutting this lead down.
A 9-point lead for Boston Latin. Iatredes' ball gets stolen. What a steal from Donahue. Hustle play and gets fouled.
Yeah, that's a good foul by Kazavinsky right there.
What a way to poke out the ball, but as well keep it in bounds and drive to the hoop.
Yeah,
Donahue, multiple steals this game.
Yeah, Weston really got to figure out what they're doing on offense because that's just too easy. You can't be giving away free possessions, free opportunity for points. I think's the first one.
2 substitutes coming in for Boston Latin.
They're up by 10
I think both
now.
Griffins come back in the game with that one.
Second shot up. That one thinks as well. Boston Latin re-extends their lead back to 11.
Jenkins back in the game for Brinker.
Dave first trying to work out the best lineup for his team. Has not found it yet.
Kazavinsky wide open. Goes.
Thinks that
That's what you need.
He's been hitting shots now, so he's the guy, right?
Yeah, you can't leave him that wide open. A good play of him to kind of stay back so the defenders kind of leave him be and then find the wide open shot. Inside.
Oh, here we
Griffin
go.
loses the handle. Weston has a chance to come back.
We have opportunities, Connor. And looking back on this game, when we look back on this game, moments like these are going to decide whether Weston's able to win this game.
This is your momentum shift. If Weston can score here, a huge momentum shift possibility. Iatredes inside to Jenkins.
Jenkins looking for a pass.
Inside, tries to find Mayhew, but can't get it. Easy drive to the hoop for Donahue.
That is just too easy right there. Can't have that.
Someone's got to get open for Jenkins. He sat there holding that ball, and no one can even get it. Stevens, what a wild pass that was, but Stevens does hold on to it.
Yeah,
yes, he does. A timeout called.
Yeah, so my issue here is that Weston has an opportunity to cut the lead to 6 possibly. Instead, we give up a turnover.
Almost give up 2.
Give up 2. It's a 4-point swing right there. Yeah, that's just you can't have that. You cannot have that.
And on the inbound, Weston decided to chuck it almost half court to try to get it to Stevens.
Yeah.
Like someone's got to come down and get open.
Yeah, Weston's going to have a long second half the way this game is looking right now because, I mean, it's relatively low scoring for them. Boston Latin almost has 30, though. Now, for me, looking at this game, Weston needs to start scoring. We need to start playing more fluid and playing more confident. I think that's the thing we're lacking most today. We're missing shots that we need to be making.
Yeah, Weston has so far this year been much better in the second half, but it's still if it's just a double-digit lead, it's still a very tough game to come back from.
Yeah, it's going to be nearly impossible for them to come back from a double-digit. But I believe that they can. They just have to start working on it now. They can't leave it for the second half. That's going to be really tough.
Boston Latin, in their 2 COVID Cup games, shown pure dominance in the first half of both.
Yeah, Weston struggling here, especially in the second quarter.
Brinker finds Mayhew. Jump ball called, I assume. Yeah.
Wow.
That one should be given to Boston Latin.
Man.
You got to do something else and throw it to a big man inside if you're Weston.
Right.
It's not been working.
Kazavinsky's the only one making shots right now. You could look at him maybe to.
Yeah, but he was taken out of the game back for Brinker. Weston just trying to find anything here. Second quarter. Been completely blown out.
Oh, wow. What a move by Harrison.
Good defense, Mayhew.
He almost sunk that one, too.
Almost gets the steal, though. But Iatredes quick to bring it up. Finds Stevens. Over to Brinker.
Yeah.
Mayhew out.
Brinker's
Brinker
gotta
wide
hit
open.
this one.
Doesn't go. Rebound. Donahue. Gotta make those wide open shots if you're Weston.
That's right to the hoop.
What a move by Donahue. He's starting to heat
Largest
up here.
lead of the game.
Multiple
Boston up
steals,
by 12
multiple
points
buckets.
with a minute to go.
Tries to throw it inside. I think that got tipped by Boston Latin.
Man. A dangerous pass right there.
I mean, they were just looking for some open bucket because, Boston Latin just taking over the second.
Yeah, it's been
They
dominant.
brought Van Houten back in the game, who's probably not expecting to get this many minutes, especially on injury, but someone to hit a shot. Stevens
Weston with the ball. Stevens has it.
finds Brinker, corner.
Flex not to take it. Finds
Jenkins
inside.
Stolen.
That one's stolen.
Griffin, but Jenkins holds on.
Barely holds on.
Drive to the hoop for Jenkins. Puts up the jumper, gets fouled to the line.
The line for two.
Jenkins.
Yeah, Weston needs. I don't even know what to say. We're just. It's offensively we're being stymied, and defensively we're just breaking down at the wrong places, wrong times.
Weston needs someone to take over.
Jenkins. First one
Jenkins,
is
the
good.
lead scorer, something he usually doesn't do. He's more of a defensive and ball handling player, but if he needs to, he will take over. I think if you're Weston, you were looking at Mayhew. He has had pretty bad second half so far this year, but last week, that was the time he started to take over.
Gotta put your faith in him at some point, right?
But so far he's missed almost every shot. I think if you're Weston, you have to look at Mayhew to start putting down his shots.
Right.
Second one goes.
It's the second one.
6 points for Jenkins so far this game.
Weston will get the ball one more time at least.
But a foul or a rebound. Almost an 8-second violation.
An 8-second violation.
Open
right
in the
there.
corner. Doesn't elect to take it. Just
Boston taking their time.
Wide open. No one's even looking for him. I think that's Ryan Sutliff. First bucket of the game.
Yeah, that is
or maybe second.
Again, that is way too easy.
Someone just falls asleep on defense. Mayhew called for the travel. Boston Latin 12-point lead
Boston
and the
Latin getting
final
loud.
shot.
This is getting out of hand. Weston needs a halftime more than ever, Connor, right now.
Griffin comes in the game for Prendergast for
5-6 to go.
Trip called. Jenkins on the foul. Blocking foul. Coach First is livid, but Boston Latin's in the bonus for the quarter. So what would have been a last-second half-court jumper turns into two free throws easily for Weston.
Yeah, this is
you got to get your heads in the game if you're Weston.
This is going to be difficult, folks. Weston looking at a steep hill to climb, and they're not making it any easier on themselves.
First one goes for Griffin.
This is Connor. This is something that we haven't seen. But Weston absolutely getting totally dominated.
Yeah, usually it's slow third quarters that allow teams to kind of take leads, but Weston cannot keep half-court chunk for Mayhew. Weston cannot be slow in this third quarter. They have to come out with steam, and they have to come out just firing on all cylinders to win this game.
We're down by 13 right now. You got to cut the lead least by half in the third quarter. It's gonna be too much to overcome. You know, this game right now is just for Weston. It's out of hand. I don't know what else to say. There's just too much going on right now. For Weston right now. This is just it's too much. You know, they're trying to do too many things and they're not being successful in any of them. Being down 13 at the end of the first half is not a place you want to be. This is bad, Connor.
Yeah. I mean, someone has to, either a player or a coach first has to start yelling at these players. You got to get it going. You got to get it going fast. You need some heat. I expect to try to start like Van Houten to start taking momentum early like they did in the first quarter, but maybe not even if he can play at this point. But someone has to start heating up Weston. And defensively, I mean, Ryan Donahue late in that quarter and then Jake Harrison early in the quarter just dominating. Like, easy layup buckets
it's just
for
too
Donahue
easy. You find
on
Sutliff
takeaways.
on the baseline,
And then,
right?
And then Jake Harrison, they were just giving him wide open shots in the paint, and he's also able to kick it out for open threes. It's just, it's great. I would say it's really good coaching by Boston Latin to realize how kind of Weston plays that very perimeter-centric defense.
I mean, look, what Boston Latin has done today coming in with this game plan has been stupendous. Like, the changes that they've been able to make on the fly, Connor, have been unreal.
Yeah, you got to give it up to Brendan Smith, the head coach for Boston Latin.
I mean,
the way they're recognizing that Weston is playing really perimeter-centric and allowing a guy to just sit at the top of the free throw line and just mandate how their offense is going.
But you think about the first quarter was tight. We were down by 2 at the end of the first. We're down by 13 at the end of the second.
Yeah, it was basically what you saw from Boston Latin in that first quarter of the Bedford game.
I mean, this right here.
What a swing.
This third quarter, Con, I'll tell you what. If Weston doesn't cut the lead, if this continues the way it has been going,
if Weston doesn't cut it under double digits, you're looking at a really tough. Yeah,
this could be a. I mean, and if Boston Latin keeps doing what they're doing, this could get out of hand quickly, and we could be looking at a blowout.
I mean, remember, both the games between these teams were within 1 or 2 possessions. Like, they were really close.
Boston Latin really dominant here today, and obviously for everyone watching, at least for Weston fans, this must be surprising. Hasn't happened very much this season. Maybe for Boston Lion fans, this isn't as surprising, but I gotta think at least for them, they're a little bit surprised too. Like, I mean, our team is killing it right now. Obviously they had it in them today. Is second half about to start, and Connor, I mean, there's just so many things that West needs to improve on right now, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, the way things are going, Boston Latin ready to just hold the trophies over their heads.
I mean, I think if we had someone engraving Connor, they would already be writing Boston Latin on the
As
trophy.
I said, Van Houten comes into the game to look for just a plug to score some.
Yeah, Weston.
Iatredes also in the game.
I think they gotta cut the lead to 6 point, to 6 or 7 points, if they really want to have a shot in this third quarter.
Yeah, or just get some sort of momentum, even if it's close. As long as you cannot just be like completely demoralized by the other team.
This first possession is huge.
And Houghton, Mayhew inside, elevated jumper, doesn't go. Open shot, too.
That's a good shot. I like the take, right? But Mayhew, you got to hit that shot, right? And he just hasn't been hitting it.
It looked like a quick set play for Weston to start the half, and they just get nothing of it. Griffin, top of the key. Finds Harrison inside.
Wow.
Shot doesn't go.
I mean, that was great defense by Mayhew right there. I thought we were going to get a foul called.
Kazavinsky high pass to Van Houten, but he handles it over to Iatredes.
Weston.
Finds Kazavinsky.
Working.
Over to Stevens. Van Houten. Kazavinsky corner. 3. That one hits the rim.
Yeah. Gosh. Weston. Really struggling right now.
Yeah, like, shooting percentages are low.
Yeah, I mean, we're not knocking down shots. It's been...
Griffin, Donahue. Inside Harrison. Deep in the corner, 3.
That 3.
Doesn't go.
Good. That's going to stay, I believe. Boston Latin with 51 to go. Down by 13, Weston is, and jeez.
Harrison 3. Doesn't go.
I would
You
have
haven't
thought.
seen him take one this game.
Yeah, I thought he would have made it just based
just
on
how he's playing.
He's
I don't
just
think
playing
it's
insane.
a normal shot
We're
for
seeing
him.
a
But
man just take over in this game. I mean, he really is the main reason why Boston Lions wins.
But Wilvenhouten back out of the game. Just the injury issues for him have been so
Profound.
hard for
Yeah.
Weston this year. It's just he's probably one of their best. Him and Stevens just are such good scorers for this
Right.
team, and not having him has taken a hit for Weston.
Even-
Iatredes deep
Iatredes
doesn't go.
Excuse me. He doesn't go, and Weston's 3-point percentage today is abysmal right now. 6:30 to go. We haven't seen a score yet here
In the half.
in the
yeah.
half. Something very new.
And it's not even. I mean, it's mostly just missed shots.
Right.
Almost
Mayhew
a
with
nice
the
pass inside for Griffin to Harris, but Mayhew kind of picks it off. Iatredes to the hoop, gets fouled. Blocking foul called.
Is that-
Iatredes, it should be continuation.
I think
He
that
should be
was-
going to the line.
I think that was Kazavinsky drive.
Yes, sorry, Kazavinsky.
He'll go to the line here, and
He's been the only real scorer for Weston in
in
the
the
second
past,
quarter.
like maybe 8 minutes of game time.
Looking to try to cut this lead to 11 if he makes both. Doesn't make the first. We're looking to score the first basket of the half, potentially. As substitutes for Boston Latin come in. That's Hayden Graw and Kevin Prendergast. Scott doesn't go, but gets his own rebound. Good hustle
Wow.
play.
He did that one.
But Mayhew loses the dribble. But
Jenkins.
Weston still handles the ball. Iatredes finds Mayhew inside. Thinks he gets fouled. No, a travel
Travel
call.
call.
One
Wow.
ref called the foul.
Yeah, see, that's interesting though.
And the other one just
And
comes
here's
in
what,
from
here's
the
what I
back.
don't like. I don't like that the referee who's not in good position there making the travel call, and the referee who is in good position making the foul call, and that's not the decision that's made, right? A big thing about refereeing is the referee who's in position to make the call makes the call, right? Especially in a sport like basketball where you have multiple referees all looking at the play. The one who's closer needs to be the one who's making that call. I don't
But
like
if the
that.
foul gets called, it comes first, so they have to go with that call because it's
Right.
first on the floor.
Yeah. Don't like that.
Inbound.
But
Boston Latin.
Kazavinsky's got to drop those free throws, though. Shouldn't even happen. He got to make both of those.
Yeah, to try to come back, you have to.
Yeah,
You
I
have to
mean,
make something.
Got to score points. I mean,
Prendergast
yeah.
finds Donahue.
5:40 to
Corner.
go. That one
Doesn't go for Graw. Iatredes up the court. Finds Kazavinsky. Tries to find Mayhew inside, but ball stolen. You
boy.
cannot. I get that Mayhew's your star player in the paint. You cannot pass to him with three guys next to him.
First
Donahue,
points
easy
of the
layup.
half.
You cannot pass it into triple coverage.
Connor, I
There's
think
got to be a guy open somewhere.
the great game that we
Mayhew
might have hyped up
inside.
a little bit here today is might not.
What
be
a
happening.
move by Mayhew,
Great.
though.
Wow.
I mean, maybe you do pass into triple coverage if he can do that, but
yeah,
still,
well, he needs
so
to do that.
risky.
He needs to do that a little bit more often. Then that's the thing. Weston cuts the lead back down to 13.
Mayhew up to 6 points. Corner
That three
goes.
is good. Wow. And just like that, the
Huge
scoreboard has
basket.
been lighting up.
Aiden Graw. hitting the
16
three.
points. Bedford just extending their lead.
Boston Latin.
Boston, excuse me. That three's not going to count.
It's not going to count.
Doesn't make it anyways, but
Foul called earlier. Weston on the inbound.
golly, this is there's not many words to describe what's going on right
And one
now.
thing that I'm kind of surprised about is Weston has not elected to run their three big lineup at all. At least try to get something going. Iatredes open. Flex not to take it. Cutliff gets there fast. Jumper goes. Jenkins.
Goes.
Good basket. 8
Great
on him.
basket
Looking
right
for
there.
double digits as a lead scorer for Weston.
Weston looking to stop Boston Line in any way they can here today. Believe the ball goes out of bounds there. It's gonna be Boston Latin ball. They're up by 14 with 4:20 to go.
It's been a close third quarter, but forget the Boston Latin had a 13-point lead going into it.
Right, I mean that's the issue right now.
Got to have better than a close quarter.
Yeah, you
Deep
need
pass.
again. Connor and I talked about it. You cannot lose these last two quarters. You need to win both of them. Like in terms of point differential. believe Van Houten's on the inbound right now.
Yeah, almost called for
Yeah,
for a violation.
barely gets
but
it. He finds Jenkins to come back to the ball. Good play by him.
Find Van Houten. I thought he was
Pump
just gonna
fakes.
take that. Yeah. Stevens loses the handle and an easy layup should be. Mayhew tries to get the block.
Mayhew tries anything, but
I mean, he caused the missed layup, but his teammates didn't hustle back. He was the only one.
Yeah, Boston now finds himself at 40 points in the third quarter with time remaining, and this is not the game that Weston wanted to play.
Kazavinsky deep three goes.
Wow.
Nice shot.
Wow. I mean,
him.
he's feeling it right now, at least. I mean,
8 points.
Takes some solace. Weston cuts it back down to 13.
Back where we were at the start of the
Back where we were.
half.
So that tells you that a 0 for the point differential in this quarter is not what we need.
Harrison open in the corner. Luck not to take it. Drive to the hoop.
Wow.
Huge block by Mayhew.
Mayhew.
Jenkins open drive. Doesn't get the bucket. It looked like he
got
fouled.
I thought he could have waited a little bit. Maybe not gone up so quickly. He had time.
Harrison to the hoop. Yeah, there you go. Jenkins draws the charge, does he?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
he should.
Jenkins draws the charge.
Hey, his first of the game, something that we expected to see.
Should have been one earlier, but a travel called before it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what he's going to do.
Refs are discussing the call, but I expect them to stick with that. Yeah.
Weston ball. And I'll tell you what, Connor. We've got 3 minutes to go, but we haven't cut the lead at all.
He needs, like, 6 quick points, I'd say. For Weston, like 2 threes or a couple quick buckets.
Yeah. I mean, there is time. You just gotta
score in that time. And you're being locked in your own half of the court.
Yeah, they gotta move this one up.
Weston has not been amazing against the press defense this year.
And how in working the ball.
Finds Kazavinsky. Throws it all the way over to Stevens. Takes a jump and doesn't make the shot. It's a tough shot.
Yeah.
And the rebound goes right through Mayhew's hands, I think. Harrison. In the corner, Donahue. Deep three. Doesn't go for Fernandez Gallardo.
Almost a really nice pass right there.
Yeah, Houghton.
And Houghton, right here, gives it to Mayhew. Finds Jenkins.
Jenkins. Yeah, look for him to drive when there's press defense. Easy bucket.
That's beautiful right there.
Timeout called.
Timeout called by Weston. We're at 11, Connor. We're at 11.
You cannot press against Jenkins that much because he's just going to drive to the hoop.
No,
You've seen him do it multiple times this game, hitting double digits for the first time today. A Weston player. That's Alton Jenkins on 10.
Yeah, he's been incredible today. He's played a really, really nice game. The problem is the team just really isn't coalescing. Weston needs to keep cutting the lead down. They need to play a perfect fourth quarter to win this game, Connor.
Yeah, that is something that's very tough to do, especially with how Boston Latin has been playing.
Yeah, I mean, Boston, they don't need to do a lot right now. They just kind of need to hold on to the lead that they have, and right now they are doing that. There's just not a lot to say. Not a lot to say for Weston right now, and we need to keep putting up points. We need to keep holding the Boston line. It's possible. It's not going to be easy, but we can't let up easy buckets. We got to make them work for every single bucket that they get. Every single shot that they take has to be contested, right? And through that, through some good offensive and defensive play, we can start to cut this league and work our way back into this game. But it's going to take a lot, and it's easier for me saying it than for them just to do it.
Yeah,
right?
It might be a little bit too far. Someone has to take over. You got to think for Weston.
Yeah, you got to think it's got to be Kazavinsky, Jenkins.
Then Houghton stays in the game. I don't know if he was expecting to play close to this much.
I think he's expecting. He wants to do everything he can to win this game for Weston, and I think he's going to play as much as he.
Playing through that injury.
Yeah. 2:20 remaining here in the third quarter. Weston down by 11 points. Surprisingly, though, they've outscored Boston Latin this quarter, which should tell you how the rest of the game is gone.
Just trying to take time off the clock.
Yeah, really.
And find the open three. Griffin doesn't go.
Yeah, no one's there to rebound for
It looked
Weston.
like Mayhew just kind of left the rebound back there. Another rebound for Boston Latin.
Too easy. They had 3 men going to block the shot.
It looked like Mayhew saw the rebound come off and then just walked away from it. I mean, you're the big man. You got to grab that.
Yeah.
Mayhew. Triple teamed. Gets the bucket and one.
Wow.
Good move by Mayhew.
Good response
Kind-
by Weston.
Yeah, kind of takes away from that runaway, but ends up getting the bucket.
Yeah, he's got to sink this one here.
Looking for 9 on the game.
Mayhew.
Doesn't get it.
Doesn't go. Boston with the ball, 1:38 to go. They are just dominant here today.
Almost
Boston.
in the passing lane, Jenkins.
Yeah, Boston doing a really nice job with ball movement here.
Donahue deep.
That
Doesn't
one,
go.
no good.
Rebound.
Great
That one
rebound
got out.
right there.
Yeah, they were not letting that rebound go after what happened last
Can't.
time.
Weston
Jenkins finds
Mayhew.
Easy
That's
basket.
huge right there. Cuts the lead to 9 points with a minute
Mayhew
to go.
reaches double digits. Jenkins and Mayhew, the two big men, both up to 10.
Counting for basically 2/3 of Weston's points here today.
9 point. They cut it down to double digits, so it's possible,
Single
especially
digit,
how the
yeah.
momentum shift.
Yeah.
But you gotta continue.
You cannot let up. You cannot let up easy baskets.
Donahue drive to the hoop. Tries to find Harrison. Ball gets lost.
Oh,
but Donahue
man.
keeps it. Takes the jumper. Doesn't get it.
That one doesn't sink.
But-
But Weston
Kazavinsky can't get the rebound. Foul called.
got a hold. Where's the defensive rebounding? Where is
Kazavinsky
it?
has been struggling on that rebounding.
Where?
Smaller character.
You got to go up with 2 hands. You got to go up with 2 hands. It's not 1 hand. It's 2 hands. You got to come down with the ball. That's the most important thing. Because not only did we give him 1 free shot, we give him 2 other. Give him a free shot, and we give him possession. Not the time.
Open in the corner.
That is about
I
as
think that's
open as you're ever gonna
Griffin.
get.
Doesn't get it. But again, offensive
Weston not
rebound.
there.
Other Griffin drives to the hoop. Again, offensive rebound, and then gets the doesn't get the layup.
Wow.
Griffin, but again, offensive rebound. Finally, Weston gets the ball off a
That is
steal.
not okay. You can't have that. I'm sorry. You can't let them dominate your paint like that. You need to grab a
Jenkins
rebound.
to the hoop. Doesn't get it. I think he was looking for a foul there. Donahue drives, push off,
That should be
offensive
push
foul.
off, yeah.
4 seconds on the clock for Weston.
I mean,
last second shot.
how frustrating is it though that Boston had like what was it 4 or 5 offensive rebounds in a row? It seemed like Weston, you gotta come down with the ball. You got the tallest man on the court, right? You gotta come down with the ball.
Easily, yeah.
4-4 to go. Weston down by 9.
Last second shot
Be nice
attempt.
if they cut it down to 6.
Unlikely. Van Houten tries to find Mayhew, but something got called before the pass. I
Yeah,
do not know
heard
what
the
it was.
whistle. I believe there should be about 3 seconds left on the clock. Now they're going to set it back to 4-4.
I think it's a Weston. Was it a foul on Boston Line? The camera is automatic, so it follows where most players are, so we couldn't see what the.
Yeah, it wasn't
was
a foul
happening
on
down there.
Weston, I don't think. I'm not
I think
too
the play
sure.
just got reset. 4-4 is what we started at.
Right.
Weston again, the inbound.
Yeah, I think Weston play it. I mean, how insane would it be if we were able to cut the lead to 7 off this, and that would, a lot of potential given the fact that have outscored them in this quarter.
Yeah, but not by enough. I mean, 9 points is still a hard
9
comeback
points is
to
steep.
have.
Steep, but Weston can overcome it. The question is, can they overcome it? Like we know they have the possibility to, but here today, can they do this? I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
No one for the inbound. No one at all.
Yeah,
Griffin to
that's,
the hoop. Easy.
Well, forget about the 9 points. That's gonna be an 11-point lead. I don't even know what to say. That's way too easy.
Coach First is arguing hard. About what happened. I mean,
Yeah, you look at it, it's just a poor pass, poor decision. And that's just 2 free points right there. Coach First continuing to argue.
might get teed up if he keeps going, but
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna matter all
that's
too
kind
much.
of explain the play to him.
Yeah,
I don't know if they haven't put the points on for the basket yet. I think they're still discussing. Coach First might have actually got his way on that one. I'm not sure, but they
I don't even
haven't
know.
added the points.
We're arguing about something that. Look at the bigger picture though. We're down by 9 or 11. It doesn't matter.
I think
They're
they're
gonna count
giving
it.
the points, yeah.
Down by 11, Connor.
Coach first back at
Do we
it,
have a
but-
shot?
I mean, if Weston can continue to play like they have in the last second half of that third quarter, it's possible. I mean,
They only cut the lead by 2.
yeah, but it was down back to like 16, and then they
That's true.
should have cut it to about 9.
It's just, it feels to me like it's too much.
We're discussing again, the points have not gone on.
It feels to me like too much. To me, it's like there's too much to overcome here. You're just not playing well enough. The shots you're hitting, like, you're going to go out there and you're going to shoot threes, you got to make those threes. They just haven't done that. To me, it feels too
It's
rough.
not been bad play from Weston. It's just they can't hit their shots, it feels like.
Yeah, but that's unfortunately, that's the half of basketball, essentially. That's the offensive portion of basketball, taking the shot, right? And to be honest, I don't see how Weston gets back into this game unless they play the best 8 minutes they've ever played in their basketball career. Like, this has to be like perfection, right? It just has to be.
Points were counted.
Yeah, I mean,
After 5 minutes of discussion. 11-point lead for Boston Latin. Weston, some
needs
energy.
something. I mean, there's not anything. The bench is just quiet.
Van Houten's still on the court.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking for a spark plug. Dave First is, but
So much for a minute restriction on him.
I don't think there is one anymore. I think
They might even run this lineup. It's the only lineup that has seemed to.
Yeah, we haven't seen the
getting
3 big
anything
lineup
done.
at all today, and
I mean, it's probably too late to bring it back in, right?
I mean,
There's still a minute 20 on the third quarter clock, the break clock. I guess that was just a mistake after all the discussion. So fourth quarter starts. 8 minutes left. Boston Latin has the ball and an 11-point lead.
yeah, this is
Deep comeback for Weston.
It's possible, but I don't know. I just don't believe it.
If Weston have played like they have this whole game, it's looking slim.
Yeah, I gotta be honest here. Boston Latin's been the better team, basically all 24
Donahue.
minutes we've seen so far.
Griffin. Donahue. Deep three.
They're
Goes.
just better.
What a shot.
They're better right now. They came to win.
What a
And-
shot deep
and,
from
you know,
Donahue. He's had such a good second half.
It's not that Weston isn't playing. Well, I mean, they're playing a good game, but Boston Latin is just on another level right now.
Van Houten thought he was going to take the three.
Yeah,
Finds
he looks a little
Kazavinsky.
slow right now as well.
Out to Jenkins.
Inside.
Inside Mayhew. Gets fouled. 2 at the line for Mayhew. Looking to cut it to 12.
Cut it back to 12.
Yeah.
Should say. Mayhew with shots here and feels insurmountable.
This one goes for Mayhew up to 11 points on the game.
Second shot upcoming.
Treaty's back in the game for. Makes
That
the
one
second.
drops as well.
A 12-point game.
Yeah.
Harrison, Donahue. Back to Harrison. Griffin open. Finds Sutliff.
That's
Doesn't
a good
go.
shot. I thought it was going to go.
Kazavinsky comes down with the rebound. Almost loses the ball.
Weston.
Mayhew inside.
Looking for something.
Finds Van Houten
Houten for
open.
three.
Goes.
Sinks it.
Yeah, Van Houten's not
Okay.
missing that.
That's what we're looking for right there.
6 points for Van Houten, down to a 9-point game.
6:45 to go. Weston down by 9. Boston Latin with the ball, doing a nice job moving it.
Up left, Donahue. Drive to the hoop. Inside Harrison, easy.
And, that's just too
Inside
easy.
Griffin, easy.
That's just too easy. There's just too easy.
Yeah, you've seen kind of the Western defense sleep. Is that an offensive foul or a block? I think it's a block called on Boston Latin.
Yeah. I
Griffin
initially
kind
thought
of
they were
gets
gonna-
in Treaty's way.
Looked like I thought it might have been a travel on Jenkins. He looked like he might have taken.
It says Weston's in the bonus. Yeah, they are. Treaty's 1-1.
Wow, that's big. Weston's been in the bonus, but got to start hitting the free throws though.
Yeah. If he makes both of them, it's back to a 9-point game for
But 9
however many
points with
times.
6:25 to go.
It's tough.
Math right there.
Mayhew tries to get the rebound, loses his handle. Harrison gets it. Great game on Jake Harrison.
Yeah. A little bounce pass
Donahue
right there. Another one.
over to Griffin. Finds Harrison. In the corner, Sutliff. Out to Griffin. Open
For
three.
three.
Doesn't get it. Rebound.
Wow,
Tip in
great
by
putback.
Donahue.
Wow. Bossland at 51 points
Iatredes
with 6 to play.
over to Van Houten.
Houghton finds
Mayhew inside to
Mayhew.
Jenkins. Good move
Jenkins. Great move
by
down low.
Jenkins.
Weston scoring, but now they just can't stop him.
Yeah. 11-point lead, Boston Latin. Looks like all that finally hitting shots for Weston just amounts to nothing when you can't get it done on defensively now.
Yeah. And I mean, basically, the way I see it
Griffin
right now,
in the corner. Donahue takes a deep shot, doesn't go.
if
Rebound.
Weston was
Iatredes.
even, right, in that second quarter,
Deep pass, I don't like that call.
yeah. If Weston was even in that second quarter, I believe it would be an even
Jenkins
game.
almost gets a backcourt violation called. I think he was called for the foul. Wanker comes back in the game for Jenkins. Wanker, I think, his first minute since the first half. Weston again going for a pretty small lineup, other than Mayhew in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the problem we've had is defensive rebounding. The solution is to bring
Harrison,
in
Donahue.
Garnis Tall. I mean, I don't know.
Griffin, deep three.
That's good. Jeez.
Griffin
Man.
to Griffin.
It's too easy. It's just too easy for them right now.
14-point lead. Timeout called.
Jeez, man, this is a blowout. It's just not even Weston. Weston can't do anything. I think it's over, Connor. I just
Boston Latin are just staring at that DCL Small Championship.
that's all they're looking at right now. I
COVID
mean,
Cup winners potentially.
between them is basically 4:53 at game time. That's about it. I mean,
What a miracle.
14 points and 4:53. Has that even ever been done, Connor? Ever? Maybe like once or
In
twice.
high school ball, I don't know.
I don't have stats on high school.
Of course, that's happened in the NBA, but
Just not very frequently.
yeah, but 14 points isn't too big for 5 minutes. But in high school,
It's insurmountable.
I mean, it's
sometimes.
about half the scoring basically. Yeah,
Right.
It might just be too much. Weston is in the bonus,
But that's
so
I
that
mean,
could help them get
if
back
you're in
into
the
this
bonus,
game.
you got to make those free throws.
Yeah.
Atreides went to the line, missed the first one. So it's
Yeah, it's
like
a 1-and-1, so you have to make the first
you
one.
you got to make the first one and give yourself a chance at the second one. Weston today, it feels like what we're doing now is not good enough. And
I'm looking for 3-point shooting out of Weston, whether it's Van Houten, even Mayhew outside, Kazavinsky.
even someone's just haven't been falling today. It feels impossible. Bosland's just come in. They've just played really, really well.
Mayhew. Van Houten. Over to Kazavinsky. Finds Iatredes. Wanker. Van Houten.
Pump fakes.
Iatredes.
Iatredes. Brinker.
Open.
That
Doesn't
one's-
go. Rebound fought for, but Harrison comes
To
up
me,
with it.
that's just
Deep
not-
pass to Donahue.
Oh, wow. This is
Likes
not.
to slow it down.
I mean, I like the shot by Brinker, but I just don't know if he's the one you want taking that shot.
Griffin. Sutliff. Donahue. Griffin.
Donahue, three.
Griffin.
That one's no good.
Doesn't go. Rebound
Mayhew
Weston.
with a good rebound.
Again, just deep passing is not working for Weston,
Man, it's
except they
just-
elect to go back to it. Griffin, shot blocked, but rebound got
I think
by
that's gonna be a
Sutliff.
foul called.
on Kazavinsky. Sutliff to the line.
Yeah, it's just what Boston is doing right now is they're just exposing all the weaknesses of Weston.
A
Those deep
great
passes-
block by Mayhew, but no one there for the rebound again.
I mean, it's just
It's the hustle for Boston Latin.
I
15
mean,
point game.
you get 55 points and be up by 15. That shows that you're winning both sides of the ball effectively. It's been a quick game too. Like there hasn't been a lot of time in between, and Weston's really just been suffering. I think there's just not much you can say. The effect of Weston. I mean, it's disappointing that you come into the finals and I mean, it's a 16-point game. I mean, I don't know if you consider that a blowout, Connor. The way it's felt, it has felt like a blowout, though. I mean, it seems like since the second quarter, Weston has not been in the game.
Yeah. I mean, every quarter has been close, but good move by Jenkins, doesn't get the bucket. But that second quarter, and
Boston Latin came alive, and Weston has not been able to work their way.
Boston Latin moved their lead from 2 to 13 and just haven't let up yet. Similar to how they did it against Bedford. Take a quick lead early and then just hold on to it.
I mean, they're just
Make the other team
right
play
now.
perfect and expect them not to.
Harrison nearly takes
Harrison
3.
blocked.
Yeah, that's going to be a steal.
Branker, I think, gets his hand on it. Mayhew driving. Finds a Iatredes, good shot in the corner.
That's a great shot.
His first points of the game.
3:20 to go.
13-point lead, back to where it was at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, everything's just about written right now, Connor. I don't think everything's just about said and done.
Donahue to the hoop.
How did
Easy
he know how
basket.
Easy. I don't even know how he made that. I mean,
Cutliff.
Yeah, I mean, he just
Scoring
puts it
late
up.
in the game.
3 minutes left, 15 down.
Iatredes, Branker elects not to take the 3. Drive to the hoop.
Yeah,
Jenkins
I mean, I
loses
feel like
the
at this
handle.
point you just gotta take threes. There's no, I mean,
15 points and the ball. Timeout taken.
boy,
Despite
not the game we expected, Connor, was it?
despite the very tough loss for Weston in this COVID Cup Finals, they really played a great season.
They had an insane season.
Especially with so many injuries. A lot of players that
through COVID,
couldn't
through everything.
play in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we really got to give up to this Weston team. Really, another successful season. You know, although it doesn't end in a victory, there's a lot of good that can be taken from this. You know, obviously, it's sad to see so many seniors move on. I mean, team next year without Jenkins, Van Houten, Iatredes, Brinker, and Del Decado, it's just not going to be the same.
But it's also a bright-looking future with Kazavinsky, Mayhew, and Stevens to lead the charge, as well as Israel Osagetti playing some good minutes. Michael McLaughlin.
Yep, Jojo Uga, Hunter Gooding. There's a lot of guys out here who are...
There's a future for this Western team.
There definitely is a future. Just the issue is right now is, you know, how can we take that next step? And you and I were talking about it, you know, the other day. How can Weston move on from being a really good team to being a championship caliber team that wins, right? That's the struggle that we're having right now.
Losing in the second round last year, this time make it to the finals as Weston.
Wow.
What a play call there.
No basket.
That was something. Good play call. Jojo Uga looking to come in the game. Defensive specialist for Weston. I think Branker goes.
The
bench.
defense for Weston today has been spotty. There's 58
Del
points
Decado
given
in
up.
the game as well. Finally, the 3 big lineup just so late in the game at this point.
This is just to me it feels like it's just too late.
Donahue for 2 shots, looking to 60 points on the game.
60. I don't know how many we gave up last game versus here. It wasn't 60.
Definitely wasn't 60.
Timeout take.
Gotta give it up to Boston Latin, dominating teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean,
Give it up to their seniors.
I'm speechless. Yeah.
Ryan Donahue playing an amazing game. Jake Harrison
I
dominating
think Jake
the
Harrison
paint.
has probably played he's been the difference maker. He's been the X factor.
Sam and Charlie Griffin hitting shots. Ryan
they have been
Sutcliffe scoring
incredible.
late. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Harrison for me though, when I look at this game, has been the difference between Weston being in it and Weston being out of it. Right? He's done so many things today inside the paint that even when he's not lighting up the score sheet, even things that don't show up on the stat sheet, block, just moving around, he's been incredible. And Weston just hasn't had an answer for him all day. Or maybe they found one, but through that second quarter they didn't have an answer, and that was kind of it. And there really hasn't been any change to that lead since.
Yeah, I think you also have to give it up to Coach Brendan Smith. Great game plan, great mid-game adjustments to just kind of take whatever Weston's starting to get momentum and flip that and know how to counter it.
And they have countered
adjustments.
They have. 2:51 to go. 2 shots
Game is
here.
done.
Over. I hate to see Weston go out like this, but you got to be honest sometimes. And And when the writing's on the wall, you got to say it. Like, you got to call a spade a spade. And
First one good from Donahue.
I mean, a 16-point game. I mean, this is, to me, it just
17.
it's just been so dominant all day long. They're gonna get the ball here. Does that mean it was a flagrant foul?
A flagrant too,
Yeah,
I
must have
guess. For Banker, I think, on the drive.
Yeah.
Foul called
Another
against
foul.
Stevens.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm Dave First,
Back to the line.
I wouldn't want my players to foul. It's just demoralizing. You know, me, there's no reason. Good, big two.
Weston bringing on its scene for their last game
Yeah,
as Wildcats.
It's you got to give a lot of credit. I mean, they've really changed the program with Dave First. I mean, Weston basketball is something so much better now because of men like Alton Jenkins, Colin Del Decetto, Will Van Houten versus Ayatree, Jackson Brinker. It's such a different place to be, and it's such a better team. And while they might not have had individual success, they have created a culture in Weston here that will stay for a long time, I think. And their impact on Weston Wildcats basketball is not just limited to this game. Their legacy going forward is how they were able to change this sport for Weston, and improve it to a degree that now this is one of the sports that we can be proud of and that we root for, and that people show up to games and that people are excited to see Weston and expect us to win, right?
I mean, Van Houten, Jenkins, I think Iatredes were all 4-year varsity players.
Yeah, I mean,
Griffin to the hoop, gets fouled. You'd think Boston Latin would try to just run the game out.
yeah,
instead of doing
not
these
not
fast
add any
breakaways.
insult to
I mean,
injury here.
you can score, but
No,
they're just throwing it for fast breakaways every play. It's a bit surprising.
it's surprising
game plan,
given
but,
it is the finals and they are up by.
I mean, the game's over,
Yeah, they're up by what, 20 now. I mean, a dominant performance
prolonging
nonetheless.
the inevitable.
But I think
I guess wanting to soak in that victory as long as they can by just playing fast. And
yeah, I
letting
mean
the
I would get
clock
it if
stay.
I don't know how much rivals we are with Boston Latin.
Not as much as other towns.
Not as much with Wayland. So I don't know.
Deep three, Van
Houten
almost goes.
almost goes. I think everyone's just trying to take one more shot and maybe get on the scoreboard one last time a little bit here. 2 minutes to go. Boston Latin working it around. Going slow here.
Griffin.
Moving around. Really good ball movement here. Finds inside.
Harrison
Yeah,
seems like the only guy in Boston Latin not willing to take a basket, actually wants to let the game run down. Props to him, MVP-like game. Jake Harrison.
I mean,
Wilvan
Howden's
Houten
just taken.
Wilvan Houten has not shot a lot this season, considering how he's injured. Now he's just letting him rip.
Yeah. 1:25 to go. Is this game all said or almost said and done? The only thing that has to be left, the final buzzer. I think that's Harrison who gets it done.
Yeah.
Almost trips.
Don't know what the purpose of that was, but he wanted to dunk, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then
And someone calls a timeout.
I think Boston Latin called the timeout.
Yeah.
I
I don't know why. Maybe to give Ryan Harrison a pat on the back. They're excited, as they should be. I mean, they just won the COVID Cup Finals.
see how small champions.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to them. I don't know if they won it last year, Connor. I don't believe they did.
Boston Latin's a bigger school than Weston. I don't believe they were in a
Oh,
in a bracket.
right. Yeah. I mean, Connor,
Weston
this final
Division
score is going to
3.
be crazy, though. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
67-43.
Weston, in this COVID Cup, they've played teams that would not normally be in their division, and
Yeah.
they've won. They've made it.
Yeah,
to
this
the
game
finals.
against Boston Latin was just... I don't think you and I expected this kind of victory.
Yeah, I mean, Boston Latin looked so good against Bedford, but
We thought Weston could hang.
But these teams were super
Great take
close.
by Jenkins there.
Teams were super close early in the season, but this time, Boston Latin was just ready, had a game plan, and went with it.
Yeah.
Alton Jenkins, 14 points on the night. Weston's lead scorer of the game.
Yeah, if
Given
there's
it
any
his all.
sauce, yeah.
Given it his all his senior night.
Yeah, I mean, it's just disappointing. Not much to say. I'm looking for words to kind of maybe explain to you, what these players are feeling right now, but there's no words that I can describe.
It's going to be around a 22-point victory for Boston Latin. Really, I'd say probably a 13, 15-point victory, but they've decided they want to score in the
my
in the final
COVID
2
Cup
minutes.
MVP though has got to be Ryan Harrison.
Jake Harrison.
Yeah, Jake Harrison. Excuse me. He's just been
stellar tonight.
I mean, he just was the difference maker in this game. He changed it.
Yeah, the tandem of Donahue and Harrison has just been electric. It's been the game maker.
Yeah. I think Weston makes a lot of subs here. A lot of younger players come in. This is, maybe a little preview of next year, Connor. I believe we have Israel and his brother Isaac Osigeti. The game,
yeah,
we have Hunter Gooding and Michael McLaughlin, as well as Jojo Uga. So some of the younger players getting
getting
minutes, not the most meaningful.
I'm sure Osigeti or Uga might start next year. But these are your rotation for next year,
right.
Along with Mayhew, Isaiah Kazavinsky. And Wyatt Stevens.
Yeah, Gooding is probably your second big man, your second center. I would think. Outside of Mayhew.
I mean, he played some good minutes this year.
He played meaningful
when
minutes.
Mayhew was out.
Yeah.
But to the basket, loses the handle, was fouled. Should be going to the line here.
22 seconds to go.
What a victory!
Yeah,
Boston Latin. What
it
an
just
effort
you
by
know
Weston.
it just felt like Boston Latin. They took a lead. That was it. Connor and I, you were talking about it. Weston might be able to get back into it, but the way they won last week and the way they won this week, they're not giving that lead up. And
a lot of these Weston players onto either football or lacrosse. Most of them.
Yeah.
I know Kazavinsky and Van Houten are two of the stars of
the stars of the football team. We'll be
Western
commentating them
team.
a little bit more this year, Connor.
Jenkins,
second
big
free
in
throw,
lacrosse.
not good. They're gonna
trapping.
Foul.
Stepped on the baseline, I think. Weston ball.
Oh.
Good job trapping on the rebound.
Yeah, really good job right there. Osigeti with the inbound.
These guys are giving it their these Western players I think get to play much this year.
Yeah, I mean,
showing what they're gonna do next
looking
year.
for minutes, looking to show coach, hey, play. Ugo with the ball as clock winding down. That will be it.
Corner.
That's the season. Great season by the Wildcats. Congratulations to Boston Latin on the huge victory here today over Weston, winning the COVID Cup Finals. And, once again, thank you to Weston boys basketball team. They've, although we didn't get the result we wanted today, they played an excellent season all season long. They worked they worked really, really hard this season through a lot of difficulties, snowstorms, COVID, all sorts of injuries. I mean, it's been a really tough season, and for Weston to get this far, I think that's a victory.
The sportsmanship from Alton Jenkins going congratulating the players on their victory. Jenkins playing his last game.
Yeah, taking his last steps on the Weston court as a basketball player. Just once again, I'd like to mention the seniors, Will Van Houten, Christos Iatridi, Jackson Brinker, Colin Deldicato, and Alton Jenkins. And, of course, the other players, Wyatt Steve, Sawyer Mayhew, played a lot of minutes today.
Seniors for Boston Latin taking home the victory in their final game. Movies I see here, Griffin, Jake Harrison, MVP in my books, Kevin Prendergast, Ryan Donahue, Emil Ramey Winokur, and of course Ryan Sutliff. Yeah,
it was a great victory by them, and I think Connor and I have been very proud to commentate the basketball games for both the boys and the girls, and we're looking forward to the football season, and our careers at Weston are starting to come to a close as well with the commentating. Pleasure.
I want to give a huge thank you to athletic director for Weston, Mike
McGrath,
really letting us do this, getting this automatic camera, making it easy for us.
Making it really easy for us, and I'd like to thank, of course, Mr. Garland for helping us with a lot of the technology side. Jeb Bartholomew for obviously
Athletic
yeah. And
video
obviously
equipment.
thank you to head coach Dave First, Pat Watson, and Courtney Sims for their coaching for the Weston boys basketball team.
Every player
Yeah,
on
and
that
every
team
player
for giving it their all, giving us a good show
and giving
week
us
in and week out.
and giving us a great season. And you know, it was a pleasure to commentate. So
Thank you to everyone
yeah.
for joining us.
And have
Football
a great
starts in a week.
yeah, and
We'll be back.
Yeah, and have a great rest of your break. And